Hello and welcome to another video on how to code in C#. Last time around, we covered methods and how they work, how to use them, and really what they're useful for, right? And how they're essential to programming and, making programs and all this stuff, right? Well, this time around, we're going to be taking that just a step further, right? Just a tiny step further, and we're going to be working on static classes. Last time we covered these things called static methods. These are methods that are not changeable. They're not instances. You can't form, there is no instance of this method that exists. It just exists within this class. You can't make multiple of these, right? They're just static, right? And we have this rectangle area method, and it, that's really what it does, right? So this time around, we're going to be taking this just a tiny step further, and we're going to be making a static class, right? We'll worry about instance classes in the next video. Those work slightly differently than static classes, but yeah. So we're just worrying about a static class. So what we're going to do to make a new class is we're going to right click on our project, and we are going to go to add, and we are going to add a new item, and we are going to wait for this to load up. We're going to grab a class, we're going to add it, and then we'll get this nice little thing called class 1. I didn't name it, so we are going to go ahead and rename this to area, right? And we'll go ahead and change that. We're going to go ahead and make this a static class, right? Because we only just need one of these things. And within that class, we're going to add just a single method, right? Actually, we'll have a couple methods. We're going to have a method for getting the area of a rectangle or a square, and we're going to have another one for getting the area of a circle. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go public int, right? We want to make sure that this is static too, right? Because we want to be able, so we want to go public static int, and we're going to name this rect area with a capital R. And we can go ahead and go into our program here, and we can get rid of this because we're not going to need these anymore. We're putting these in a separate class now, and we'll just go ahead and get rid of that here. We'll keep the random stuff here, so that way we can pass in random numbers and get the area of the rectangle or square that we are going to be getting, right? And now we're going to take an int base and int height, right? And I'm going to scooch my mic over real quick here because it's kind of in the way of me typing. We're going to open up our curly braces, and we're going to go return, and we're going to do base times height, just like that. If this confuses you right here, you could go ahead, and if you want, you can make a result, right? You can make an int called result, and then set that equal to base times the height. It really does the same thing, and then we're just return the result. But I don't want to waste another line of code on that. But it does the same thing. Just know that we're just returning the base times the height here. That's really what this is doing. If for clarification you need it to be like this, that's fine. It's just returning the base and the height. That's all it's doing. So, yeah. And then we're going to go ahead and make a public static. Now we're going to do this in a double because, well, when you get the area of a circle, more often than not, it is not going to be a whole number. It's most likely going to be 1.53 whatever, right? It's going to be a decimal. It's going to have some decimal point in there, and that's really that, right? Now, if we remember back from middle school, right, we can go all the way back there. We remember that the formula for getting the area of a circle is pi r squared, right? So that's what we're going to be using to get the area of this circle. And as we can see here, we're going to go ahead and return math.py right? Because we're going to go ahead and get the value of pi from the math class. We don't need to do this. We can make our own variable for pi, but the math.pi already has a value for pi. If we go and take a look here, there's already a nice value for pi, so that's what we're going to use for our area thing here, math.pi times, and then we're going to go ahead and do math.pow, and we'll pass into that our for radius, and we want to go to the power of 2, and that's how we're going to do that. So what this is going to do is this is going to return math.pi, which is going to get the value of pi from the math class, and then we are getting the power of radius squared, right? So we want to get radius squared, and we're using math.pow, which takes in a integer or whatever it is, and then what the power you'd like to raise it to, and then yeah. So that's what we're using is math.pow. And then that should be pretty much it. Now we can go back to our program, and we can go ahead and do console.writeLine, and the area of the rectangle with a base of, and then we'll go ahead and concatenate val1 in, and we'll go ahead and do that again, and the height of, go ahead and do the same thing, val2, and go ahead and do that one more time, equals, and then we'll go ahead and go and type in area dot rect area val1 comma val2 semicolon. And now, as we can see here, we have a minor problem. And the problem is I forgot to do the plus sign. There we go. And now what this is going to return is it's going to return it's going to return the area of the rectangle from whatever numbers are generated from val1 and val2. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the area of a circle. So the console.writeLine, the area of the circle with radius, we'll use val1 here. I didn't want to do that, is area dot circle area val1, go ahead and put the semicolon at the end there, and I forget my plus sign again. That way we don't have any errors. And now when we run this, we're gonna go ahead and it's gonna get the area of the rectangle and the circle. So as we can see, I forgot a space between this and this. That makes things ever so slightly harder to read, but that's okay. The area of a rectangle with base 11 and the height of 11. Wow, that's ironic. Apparently equals 33. Something's wrong, and I believe I found the issue. It's probably 3, based off of that guess. And the area of a circle with the radius 11 is that. Let's go ahead and run this one more time. We had a tiny little bug there, but that's okay. And the height of 44, that's a big rectangle. And yeah, there we go. As we can see, we have these working. Now, there's one other thing we can do here, and there's one thing that I want to cover and make sure that we get in this video. Method overloads. Okay, and I'm going to explain what this is because I don't think there's anywhere else where I'd really be able to cover this topic. And I think this is an excellent time to cover method overloading. Basically, we can take, so we have this returning an integer, right? And now, what if, for example, what if the area, like the base or the height of our rectangle, right? What if it is not a whole number, right? This here isn't going to be able to take in a decimal. This will break if we try to take in anything with a decimal. It's not that I don't think it'll break, but it'll just take the integer and it'll just take the whole number and call it a day, right? And we won't get the accurate measurement of what the area needs to be, right? It'll be an approximation at best, right? We want an answer, and this isn't gonna get that for us. So we can overload this method, and we can get it to return a double or float, right? And that's what we're gonna do. So again, we're gonna do public static double. We're gonna make the name rect area once more, and instead we're gonna take in a double underscore base, right? The names don't need to be that, right? And double called height, right? We're gonna go ahead and return base times the height once more, and now we can get this to work. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and make two doubles in our program over here. We're gonna go a couple lines here. We're gonna go double value val 3, and we're gonna set it equal to 3.14. Why not? We'll do pi, right? And we'll go double val 4. You know, even better yet, let's have some fun here. Let's actually do it the base of e and the height of pi. Let's do that. That'll be an excellent representation of this. So we'll go console.writeLine, the area of the rectangle with a base of math.e and the height of math.pi. Oh, that's not what I was going for. Pi plus equals, I'll make sure that we have a space there, area dot rect area. And as you can see, it only shows up there once, even though we have two of them, right? And we'll do math.e and math.pi, like so. And now we are passing in e and pi into our nice little thing. We're kind of doing like a class with a method call with another class and some variable calls that are public variables from that class. Yeah, so we can go ahead and run this. And as we can see, we have a very large decimal number here of e and pi, and we multiplied them together, and we got the area of the rectangle with a base of e and a height of pi. Pretty cool. There is one more thing I'd like to go over, and that is class variables. We're going to go ahead and kind of just do this with the math class here, but I just want to show it off briefly that even this is a public static class, right? And it has a whole bunch of methods, and you could even have variables here too. These are public and these are constants, so these aren't changing, right? But they're public, and you can call them. And even if we were to have a variable here, we can go public int, you know, x equals 5, right? And as you can see, well, we can go ahead and make this a constant because it's static. Because if it is a static method, you need to have a constant here. And this can just give us back 5, right? That's something we can do just like these methods that are static methods. We can make constant variables that are class level and that can also be returned here too. And we can even make this private to where this is only available to this method. So yeah, we can make class level variables as well. And that's all that's covered for this video. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment if you have anything to say or any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. Subscribe if you like this kind of content and you want to learn more about coding, video game development, all that kind of stuff. Go check out some of my other videos. Here's a card to some random video that I chose is up there. Yeah, go check out The Amazing Ball on Steam. Maybe wishlist it. That would be pretty cool if you could do that. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.